Recording in progress.
It's Pokemon 333.
Oh, wait. Wasn't it 333 last week and that's why we made the joke or no?
No, the triple triad came up for some other reason, which is weird because now it is episode 333. And then somehow last week we also tied 333. It is a strange, this is like that Jim Carrey movie, the number 23. Not a good movie.
You mean very forgettable?
Yeah, not a good movie.
I hit it because I already have a lot to say on this.
All right. It's our 333rd episode of the Unranked Podcast. This is Christian Humes here with Alex Tuna.
Yep.
And Dan Weine.
Yo.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Alex has a lot of hot takes on today's Pokemon, so let's just jump into it. Alex, what's today's Pokemon's name?
I wish that we had done the thing where you tell me the name and I try to guess what it looks like and what it is, because when you told us it was Pokemon 333 today, Swablu, I Googled it and I looked at this and I said, I have never seen this Pokemon before in my life. This is the very first time I'm ever seeing this Pokemon, the Cotton Bird Pokemon. It looks ridiculous.
Oh, really?
I hate it.
You're big outs on this.
Like it?
I would put it in the area of, I think it's like a mid-grade Pokemon idea. And
it looks like
the concept's better than the execution, but I don't think the execution's that bad. I'm curious.
You don't think the execution is that bad? Tell me. To me, it looks like a squished pear with a finch beak.
It does look like
and then just two clouds.
It does look like
attached for arms.
Why didn't they lean into the clouds more than deciding it was cotton? Because that would make more sense for a bird to be amongst the clouds, and it would help it blend in. No,
yeah,
but they were like, no, it's cotton.
Yeah,
it blends in around Hanes underwear.
Well, let's find out, Alex. What is its name origin?
It may be a combination of swab. A small wad of cotton on a rod, and blue. Side note.
Oh,
it may also involve swallow.
Oh, like the bird.
Actually, I'm going to click swallow and see if it's
if it's
the bird.
Google swallows. It comes up.
No, I just clicked on the link in Bubblepedia for swallow, so I wanted to see if it linked me to the verb to swallow or the bird swallow, and it was the bird.
It's weird that they.
I mean, I felt like that was
well. It's May. Everything's May with this Pokemon.
Yeah, I think here's what's happened. Here's what I think. I think
they got lazy.
English name was the lazier part.
Okay.
Of this. Someone was like, I don't know, like a cotton swab. It's definitely supposed to invoke clouds, even if they're saying it's made from cotton. And I think they're doing that because it's like, what is a cloud? It's just water vapor, right? And it's not a water Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
So it's normal fly. I think they were like in a weird place with this Pokemon. Again, they fucked up. I'll just go back to it for the 100th time. Avatar was right. They made air is the element. Pokemon was wrong. They shouldn't have made flying a type. It should be like air or something like that.
You know what? This is I think this might be, I mean, you can write in and tell me if I'm off base here, but this might be the first Pokemon where it doesn't look cohesive to me. It looks like somebody added the wings in Photoshop. It doesn't
They
look
could be
good.
done better. They could.
It doesn't look good. It looks real. I think it looks really bad.
Yeah, they should have incorporated it better. You're definitely right about that. Especially, I mean, next week its evolution does a much better job with it, which is a Pokemon you have seen because it's featured in the Pokeballs and Smash. So you've definitely seen it before.
It looks like I could have made this in PowerPoint. Just by like dragging, it's the first thing that came to mind. Just by dragging the images together, and that's not that's.
Yeah. Look, there's nothing incredibly notable about it other than its evolution is actually good. So it's I think maybe that's where I'm being a little forgiving with this design, Alex, is I think
Yes,
the
Christian.
evolution is not a
Solid.
bad design, and it's
good.
I think it is what like
it is.
want it to be, and then this one, it makes me believe they designed the evolution first and then the pre-evolution.
This is, but
I don't know. They were like, how do we get from here to here?
So I don't know about Dan because I'm not really sure how much Pokemon he played and when he played it, but I feel like we're in a certain period now where we could probably, like, you could probably ask me, maybe Dan too, but you could probably ask, just give me the name of these Pokemon without me Googling it first and try to, because I don't think I'm going to know a lot of these.
I will keep that in mind for the future. We will, whenever we hit a new line.
Yeah, hit a new line.
We'll toss you the name. Just don't pull up the Dan. If you want to join in on this, we can get you to do it as well. I think Tom will know because he's a big Pokemon Go player. But I'll pass the note on to Tom. The next time, every time we come across a new line, we toss the name out. You tell me what you think it is.
Okay,
I'm into it. I like it. I think it's a good segment. It's a good bit.
It's a good bit.
It is. It's a good bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exactly what you said it is. You did bring me down a little bit on how I felt about it, but I really kind of only liked it because of its evolution, which does happen often with these early stage Pokemon. But you're right. Its arms do just feel kind of pasted on. Bummer. Oh well. And it does look like a fucking pear.
Maybe they're caught. Maybe they're caught on the
they're just like stuck. Like the bird flew through like a cotton candy factory or something.
Like and a cotton cloud or something. And then all of a sudden he came out and he's like, I got this on me now.
Okay. Yeah. He went through a car wash and now he's got just like foam all around.
Some suds.
Oh my God. Right. I wasn't actually can we just jump into I'm done with this. Anyone else have any more Pokemon?
I mean, do I have any more Pokemon?
Well, okay.
Also no. But
right.
Good.
Also no.
Yeah.
So obviously the journey of getting our house completely repaired has still been ongoing, although things have taken a turn. We have become much more aggressive with the company. And now
which company?
The company that's in charge of doing all of the repairs.
Okay.
That has been very good for us. They finally just installed the laundry again. And now they're coming back and fixing the things they fucked up and did improperly. Right. And then it'll be done now finally. But we do have our laundry back. And so on Tuesday, the laundry got installed and Therese didn't want to run it till I was home because she was just like, I don't want anything to fucking go wrong with this after the last time. Right. Because that was where the backup was from the laundry. So she runs the laundry. And unbeknownst to me, like I wasn't thinking about that. She was running the laundry, right? I'm on the roof and I'm redoing the whole roof just because it's way too hot here in the summer to use it the way we're using it. So I got a really good spray foam, Alex, because I have a power washer like you, but it's very loud sometimes and I don't want to run it all the time. So I've been trying to find a like hose attachment that can get foamy enough, because a lot of these hose attachments, unless you have a power washer, they don't make shit. It just makes like slightly soapy water. They're very not good. So I found one made by the chemical guys, and it works really
Chemical
well.
Brothers?
Chemical Brothers. There you go. It might be the Chemical Brothers. It works a little too well, and I had a whole bucket of soapy water that had no foam in it, and I poured it on the my roof drain, and it's going down the drain. Therese goes outside with Buddy. I got to show you this picture. This is what she sees outside. I had no idea that, because the water I poured down had soap in it, but it was not at the time soapy. This is what she sees outside coming out of our
no way
coming out of our drain.
Oh my God.
And she has no idea I'm on the roof doing anything. So she thinks the washing machine was turned on 15 minutes ago and now we have fucking soap coming out of the side of our house, it looks like. So she immediately, like, I'm upstairs not knowing any of this is happening, and she turns the washing machine off, gets on the phone with these people, and just like going off, just screaming at these people because we've had it. And then she yells up to me and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I come down and she's like the washing machine is fucking broken. I'm like, I was like, where is the soap? I was like, is the soap is in the house? She was like, no, it's outside. I was like, by the drain? She was like, yes. And I was like, You're gonna have to call them back and
Oh
apologize.
my god! Wait, so did you then get in trouble with Therese?
I mean, she wasn't happy about it.
Right.
She wasn't.
Okay.
I will say she wasn't happy about how funny I thought the situation was.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, this is like something that would happen in a sitcom. You know, like the timing of it was inexplicable. I never would have considered that it would have even made foam, but I guess the sloshing around coming down the pipes, this stuff is so good, it just foamed right the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, we have our washing back, and Teresa's no longer mad at me. So
nice.
What have you guys been up to?
It's funny that you say you guys, because Dan and I have played a little bit of Fall Guys.
Oh,
just a tad. Just a taste. We signed on what was it, last night?
Last night, but also like an afternoon or two.
An afternoon and last night
for like an hour at a time.
Yeah, you know, it's good on Fall Guys for keeping it up with the content, because for me to take like a year off, it's fun to jump back into some Fall Guys. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun game.
It's a much stronger game than it used to be.
I also find like the competition is a lot stronger.
Oh,
now
I've noticed they've started to I've seen it streaming more from a lot of people that hadn't been streaming it previously. I've seen theories that they're just paying streamers to play it because it gets the popularity out there, which makes sense. But it's popping up like every time I go on TikTok. I don't even like. I keep going away. Like these guys who like sound like they're on coke the whole time. They're like, it's like, oh my god! I'm like, it's not that exciting every fucking time. You play the same thing. At least 5 days I've seen you pop up in a row. So, and this kid is like has like a wins counter. He's like 100 wins or I get this tattoo, and he's like on day 5 and he has like 20. He's constantly on. Like I'm like, God.
Yonder had so many wins.
Jander,
Jander had so many wins. Yeah,
I think he hasn't streamed in a while.
No,
I think he was playing the other day because he commented something about it on Twitter.
Yeah, I believe he said he's taking a break from streaming regularly. But I remember especially when he was deep into it, I know he broke 100 at least. Like he's probably into the multi-hundreds.
I was telling Tuna because I was showing him like they have like the scale of like if you get like I think it was like 4,500 crowns, you get like the best whatever the last prize is.
Yeah,
and he's like people are nowhere close, right? I'm like no, I remember like. People were in like the thousands and stuff.
Yeah, people did have the thousands. I mean,
so it wouldn't shock me if someone has that or is near it.
By the second or third season, there were people that had like 1,000. So that was like 6 months into the game. People really had like 1,000. It helped. Some people are just
who
fucking
like figured
nuts.
It out first. Well, some people figured it out quicker. And then just dominated everyone who was new and got the.
They're also just better. Some people are just better at these games.
Yeah,
There are just people. It's funny that you say this. I was talking to my father-in-law about this. Just people with natural ability.
Yeah,
like I had a friend in college that never had played darts before. Picked up darts, was fucking incredible. Never had skied before. We went skiing one weekend and he picked it up. No, like
just great proprioception.
Just great, like all around.
This would be like the craziest fucking like brag ever if he was like, and that friend was me.
Oh no, I need a lot of practice to get good at stuff. No, I do not have a natural ability. Although we played the other night with when I say the other night, a week ago now. We played with some of our friends here on Long Island, and there's one friend that I don't think is a platformer by trade.
It's a very different skill than like FPS.
Right. So it's not a platformer by trade, and this person was not great.
Yeah.
Constantly falling down the holes.
It's just me and Tuna watching, going like, he's like texting, like, is he ever gonna figure it? Like it's pretty simple. Is he ever gonna figure this out? Like
just
and the answer was no.
No, yeah, the answer was no. We were playing squads, and it was like if Dan and I didn't score high enough, we were out.
Amazing.
But I will say that after about an hour and a half of playing, we did finally win a squad match. Nice. And I think that was the one we ended on. We were all right, that's it.
Yeah.
It was great that first weekend when the 4 of us played, 3 of us plus Tom, and everyone was new.
I thought we were talking about soundboard.
We won like 4 squad games in a row, maybe 5. Like, we won so many games of squads. When
we had like
all the
3 or
noobs
4,
playing.
and then we didn't know if it would count if it was a 5th.
Yeah.
And then we didn't get it, but I already looked up that it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Yeah. Some bullshit, man. That's some real bullshit. That's sick though. Little Fall Guys action. Dan, what have you been playing? What are you doing? What's going on?
Playing some Fall Guys, playing some MLB The Show. I just finished Mafia 2 last night. So I finished the first 2 Mafia games now.
You crushed right through those.
It's story based. So like you get into it and you don't realize like 4 hours has gone by.
Yeah.
So it's also like a lot of driving around. It's like a little driving simulator half the time with some shooting in between. But I like the stories. I heard the first 2 were supposed to be pretty good. The first one I liked a little better. Just the story's better. The second one though is a little cool Easter egg where one of your missions is playing back a scene that ends the first game, which is kind of cool. Because I actually went back and like watched. And I was
it's a flashback.
So the first game takes place, and you're like in the mafia from like 1920-ish to 1930 something.
Oh, okay.
And
very long ago.
And then they do like a little like end scene where like they show him like in the 50s or whatever. And the game's been out for fucking too long. Spoiler alert: he gets shot. Like a couple mobsters come along and kill him at the end. And it's just like a nice bow on the story. And then those 2 mobsters in the second game are you and your friend. So they like loop the stories together. So like it was like chapter 12 or 13.
Did they like introduce co-op in the second one?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Because that just seems like what they would do in the video game. It's like now it's and your buddy.
You play like one of the characters. The other one's just like a friend of yours who's also like he's an NPC, but he's heavily involved in the plot.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What is it? It's like GTA, right? A little bit, except it's more story driven.
It is lightly. It's a lot more story. So like,
I never played them.
In a way, it's like GTA, but it's more like there's less stealing cars and beating strangers up. It's more like you have a mission of go and do this. These are the bad guys. Go do that.
Are the controls easier for you? Because I know that you always, every time you start playing GTA, every time you're like, I don't know why I play this game because I fucking hate these controls. I feel like the last 3 GTAs you're like never again.
Well, the first game had a certain set of controls.
Yeah.
And I got used to them, as you do when you play a game. You get used to the controls. Sure. And I'm not playing like any other things right now that would confuse me. Like Fall Guys isn't going to throw me off.
No.
MLB is completely different. So I was fine. But then in the second game, I started up and I can't figure out like how to turn the speed limiter on in the car. And I'm like, shit. And I have to look everything up because the buttons are slightly different. So it threw me off for a little bit. Then I got used to it again.
Okay. Well, that's good. Because those games, those third person open world GTA style games, notoriously, I mean, at least Rockstar have like kind of shit controls, and it's usually like kind of one of the things that holds it back. Like if there's one thing that really sucks in GTA,
serviceable, it's fine.
Yeah, if there's one thing that sucks in GTA, it's the shooting, which is like really funny because it's so important to the game. But has the shooting's never been like good, right? Because anytime you start shooting against other people, it breaks.
In GTA,
yeah,
it sucks.
I found myself often like when I was getting shot at, just like taking bullets because I could while I slowly aimed my gun. Because that's the only way I was going to shoot anybody.
I think they need to make it the next GTA. They really need to make sure it controls well, right? No,
I think this is the last GTA. They're just going to keep upgrading it.
No, they've
no more GTAs.
It's been confirmed for a while. They've even said it. They're making GTA 6. All of the
when the next one comes out, I doubt I buy it just because I know how much I didn't play the last one.
That's fair. Maybe just do the online. They'll
like
probably make
I got excited about
anyway.
The last one too, and I was like, I'm gonna play this, and then and
then nothing. Fuck it.
Also, my guess is gonna be so big, I'd have to get an entirely new fucking external hard drive to play it.
Yeah, you probably an external SSD. Yeah, you can't run these games off the hard drive anyway. I mean, if you get it on the Xbox, you would just get the little card. If you get it on the PlayStation, you could add the little like memory to it. You just have to like open it, which is stupid. I don't know why they did that, but they did. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I have the 1 terabyte gigabyte. I have the 1 terabyte card
I would hope
for the
terabyte.
Xbox.
Gigabyte's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah. I was like, is it 100 gigs? Is it a terabyte?
Mm.
No, I have the 1 terabyte card on my Series X. Just because there's so many fucking games that are so big that like, oh, if I ever did want to play, I mean, now it's deleted. But when I was like, maybe I'll look at this new Destiny shit, right? That game's so gigantic. Plus, like Halo Master Chief was gigantic. Halo 5 was gigantic. So without that, I was like, oh, I suddenly built-in system. I mean, I'm sure you guys already are aware of this. Like, you have to manage your memory so much. It's kind of a bummer. Hopefully that shit gets cheaper because it hasn't come down in price and it's almost 2 years old.
Yeah, I've been deleting every time I play one of these Mafia games. I'm deleting that one off.
But you can't buy an external, or that's.
But you can buy the little cards. So I bought the card.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a memory. It's a little SSD. It plugs into the back. They're just expensive because the memory has to be like super fast. So it is what it is. But it's not ideal. Okay. Well, Alex, you can play anything else this week?
No. And Fall Guys all day, all the time.
You download Stray?
No, I thought this game wasn't coming out until October or something.
Oh, well, it did come out. It's on your fantasy league. You got some points, and people really like it. It's a great game, apparently.
But during the trivia thing, or during the game. Oh no, that was Bayonetta.
Yeah, Bayonetta's in the fall.
Anyway, so so I was telling Dan this earlier today, but if I listened back to the podcast to see if there was any, like from last week, to see if there was anything that I missed that you guys said that I would have liked as a question. And what I really realized was that I barely spoke during that episode
because I
was attentively listening to the conversation because I'm trying to make up questions while you're talking, and it's almost impossible to also try to be engaged.
Oh, I'm aware
in the conversation while making the questions, because I think, I mean, I don't know. Dan was like, "Oh, I didn't really notice," but like, if you listen back,
I didn't talk enough.
Well,
that's how you phrased it. You said I didn't talk enough.
But if you listen to that episode, I barely talk. During last week's episode.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't notice that. I mean, that's why when we were playing the game, I kept asking you about like, what was it like to ask? Because when I do it, I try to hide the fact that I'm doing it. So I'm still trying to stay really engaged in the conversation. And that just makes it even fucking harder. Like, and I'm also trying to not be obvious. So I'm usually like looking through the camera when I'm like doing it. Like I'm like, so it looks like I'm looking in the direction, but I'm actually not. And I like have a little notepad on the bottom of the computer. I'm just typing.
If you watch the episode back, I'm looking to the side, making questions, but I didn't realize, I didn't realize I wasn't engaged until I listened back. So when you asked me how was it, I didn't realize that I wasn't really talking as much until I listened to the episode. I'm like, fuck, I haven't said anything in like 20 minutes.
You were just like the podcast stenographer over there.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But so Stray, I saw a bunch of posts about it on Reddit.
Yep.
I guess I'll
it's free.
Maybe I'll check it out.
I mean, you should download it. It's the monthly PlayStation game, so you can get it for free. It's also, from what I hear, about 6 hours long, which sounds great. So I'm really looking forward that like this weekend is just like, oh, it's a weekend video game. I really like these like 4 to 6 hour games. It's just play it, done with it, move on. Right. I could use more of those, so I'm pumped for it. But I haven't fucking touched it because I had a very busy week. So I will say, you've seen the TikTok videos or the Reddit videos of like people's cats. I'm very excited to do that. And I'm a little bummed that I haven't played it yet because I sort of missed out on that. Like I'm not going to get those likes because now it's old news. You know, if my cats are meowing and watching the TV, it's going to be old news now.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I missed it. I missed the opportunity. I was sitting at work seeing these videos pop up and I'm like, I could be doing this right now. It's not going to happen though. It's unbelievable. Another game though, I also got is Multiversus, which I did play, but I've only played 2 matches of it. And so far, my favorite character, which is one of 2 that I played as. So Garnet from the Steven Universe games. She's also my favorite character in Steven Universe. So I'm really glad that she, like, I asked actually around with Emily and some of the producers on Attack of the Show, and they were like, she's probably the strongest character. Although you never know, because remember, like when Smash came out and everyone's like, oh, this person's like way too powerful. And then like a month later, everyone actually found out a bunch of characters people were ignoring are like actually really good because you know, the meta hasn't formed yet for it. So considering it's not even released yet, but this is the closest thing to a Smash Brothers like actual competitor I've ever played. It's way better than the Nickelodeon game. It feels closer to Smash Brothers in the tightness. The moveset is a little bit closer to the way it works in the Nickelodeon one than in the in Nick All-Stars Brawl than it is at Smash, but it's very simplified. There are items. There is like a focus on team gameplay, which is interesting. And I will say, although there's a fuck ton of microtransactions, they're all just for like cosmetic things. So like you can unlock the characters, which you'll have to do, Alex. Congratulations. I remember Smash Bros. Ultimate. You were like, let me unlock the characters. Give me a challenge, something to do, which I think is very fair because you kind of need to like play as the characters and have a good motivation to play single player so that you can get good enough to go hop on online first. And doing unlockable characters was a better way to do that. I mean, what was the thing called in the Smash Ultimate? The like story campaign thing.
Oh,
something spirits or something.
yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it is
It
Spirits.
wasn't like Spirit Quest or anything, was it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Smash Ultimate Story Mode. Adventure World of Light.
World of Light. Cool. Because we were getting their spirit. Oh, spirits. There are spirits. You can get the character spirits. Yes. That's what it was. That's where that word came from. It's not anything quite like that, but you can like get a currency through playing that you can use to then unlock things in the game. But the only things that are premium only are cosmetics, which are also not just including skins, but like character taunts, which is cool. And you can also now customize, like, you know how when you win in Smash Brothers, everyone has like their win animation. There's different ones you can set. So there's like other poses you can unlock and set for your characters. So kind of like Fall Guys, like if you get your crown.
Can I dab now like the kids?
I'm sure one of them lets you dab. I hope none of them let you floss. I feel like dabbing is older, that it is now far enough back that it can be referentially funny again, whereas flossing is not. Right? Like dabbing can be done ironically enough now because we're far enough away from when it was popular.
Might be there with
flossing
both. Might be there on both.
I think slightly we're not quite over the hump yet, I think, on the flossing dances. But
what about the Humpty Hump? We over that?
What is the Humpty Hump?
Can
you do actually wait?
The Humpty dance.
Dan, don't tell us. Show us.
I don't know how to do the hump. I only know the song.
Dan, I would have accepted any dance move that you stood up and did as the Humpty Hump.
Well, I don't want to get it wrong. It is a dance.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
The Humpty dance.
The Humpty dance. Who's Humpty?
He's the MC who sings the song.
Okay.
It's like from the early 90s. Or
I don't remember it. I feel reference going right over my head on this one. So I'm very tired today. Yesterday we had a very long shoot day. I wasn't actually going to be able to say anything really other than that because it was for our show that I'm working on. Name Your Price. We're doing a second season of the show. We hadn't announced that, but the talent today posted some of the photos from the shoot yesterday and announced it. So now I guess I can tell everyone that we're doing a second the Humpty Dance. Great, thank you. We're doing a second season of the show.
All right.
It was from I worked yesterday from like around like 9 a.m. ish to I think I got home at a little after 2 a.m. So it was a very, very long shoot day, partially because like there's a lot of night things that had to be shot. So we couldn't even start a lot of it until it was dark. But there was a ton of setup that had to happen before. But it was really cool getting to meet all the talent because I hadn't met any of them but one yet because they just, they don't necessarily, they're not like in the building all the time unless they're filming. And we haven't been filming. We've just been in production ahead of time. But it was cool. I got to meet like Hassan. I got to meet Austin. It's going to be very cool. We're going to have some cool stuff. And I will not be going because I didn't get in time. I'm very bummed about it. But they're going to be at Comic-Con this weekend. And there's going to be a panel for the G4 stuff. So it's like pretty cool that like some of the stuff I'm working on is going to be at Comic-Con, which I'm kind of excited about. And I'm glad that they decided to post those pictures early because now I can say this because I wasn't going to be able to say anything.
That's great.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. So yeah, that is pretty much it for me for the last 2 weeks. I watched a new TV show over the last like week and a half.
Which is?
It's called Cuckoo. Have you heard about this?
No.
So
No.
I'm trying to give Therese a break from the UK panel shows, but I'm not crazy. I'm not going to stop watching these guys. So now I'm watching the scripted shows that all my favorite UK comedians are in.
I've tried that.
Some of them are
not great.
This first one I'm real into. This one, it's called Cuckoo. It's Greg Davies. I can't remember the name of the woman who plays his wife off the top of my head, but she is Emily in Friends. She's Ross's second wife in Friends. I cannot remember what that actress's name is. And in the first season,
which one's the second one? The British one?
The English one, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, her, yeah.
And then, and in season 1, it is Andy Samberg.
What?
Yep, Andy Samberg, and then he also has like a kid and a daughter, Greg, in this. Yes, it's very weird. But then Andy Samberg couldn't do the show because his other show, I guess, the other stuff he was working on, time commitment wise, it just didn't pan out. I don't know if they expected it to get picked up. So when it got picked up, they just wrote in a new character to sort of fill his role, and it got replaced by Taylor Lautner, which I was like, wait, what?
Same
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner. He's not recasted. It is a different character, but he's fitting the role of ultimately like Greg Davies is sort of like a boring old dad. He's a lawyer, and this Andy Samberg character like comes into the show and shakes things up. A very very basic sitcom format. Although it gets really wild because it's UK TV and they are allowed to curse and do a lot more things with like drugs and partying and alcohol. So there's like way more just fucking and talking about fucking and partying and crazy shit happening on the show than you would get unless it was on like an HBO or like a streaming service kind of a sitcom. It's very funny. Now in the final season, Taylor Lautner couldn't be there. So they put in another new character.
No.
Hold on. Can I guess who plays them?
You can.
Well,
you
it's a
can
new
go for it.
Okay.
Let's see. I got to think of someone in the Andy Samberg, Taylor Lautner vein. Let's see. David Letterman.
No.
David Letterman. That's the best you come up with.
So this person is a woman.
Okay.
From the
US.
Take another guess. She might be.
She might be.
Yeah, she is. Well, okay, so she plays an American character, but I wasn't sure if she was American or not. I wanted to Google it. Just checking. She is.
Lizzo.
No.
Lizzo.
I would watch that though. I would definitely watch that. No, it's Andy McDowell.
Wait. She's from like the South.
Is she?
That's where she's from. Yeah.
She's an American actress.
From like Georgia or something.
She was born in South Carolina.
Groundhog Day.
South Carolina.
She's in Groundhog Day. 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yeah, I know exactly. Her daughter is someone who's also. Her daughter was like in, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and some other things. Now, like her daughter is starting to be in things.
Nice.
That's about all I know about her. She's in those movies, and
that's correct. Her name is Margaret.
That is my fault.
Qualley.
Yeah. The internet movie Dan Bass strikes again.
Qualley, or sure.
I'll say it's pretty funny. The first episode with Andy Samberg, it feels very much like a pilot in that, like, I'm like, oh, I feel like this is like a little too weird. Like it's crossing the threshold of like the jokes aren't landing, but it gets way better after the first episode. And it's very funny. I'm almost done with the show, but also it's a UK show. So it's like 6 episodes a season, so it's like a very quick kind of
right,
watch.
very quick.
Yeah, which is nice. That's fine. I don't need every show to go on forever.
She was Margaret was in the video game Death Stranding.
Whoa.
I feel like you know a lot more about this person than you let on, Dan.
No, I just remembered that when you said it, but I don't. that's limited information. I just remember someone mentioning at some point that was her daughter, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I recognized like the face in Death Stranding when I played it for like the 3 weeks I played it, and I was like, oh, that's her. And that was it.
It's
right.
she's pretty funny on it so far. They randomly just introduce her as a brand new character in the first episode, and she's like Greg Davies' like secret half sister that he didn't know existed, and she just shows up, which I don't feel like it's a spoiler. I don't, it's like whatever. But it was very funny to see them just be like, well, can't have that guy, bring a new one in. Oh, he was great. Well, he's not available. Get someone else now.
Are they just like writing random names down, throwing them in a hat and picking out of the hat? Because it's kind of what it feels like for this cast.
That's amazing.
Maybe, Dad. It was very funny.
It feels like a New Girl. Whenever they had to recast somebody or like fill in for a season, they just pulled some random person in. They were like, "You're a character on the show now."
I mean, I was so thrown off when I started season 2 and Taylor Lautner, like I see him in the preview on Netflix that I'm going to pick the episode, and I'm like, the fuck is Taylor Lautner doing in this show? And so I just I didn't read anything, but I scroll down a couple episodes just looking at all the thumbnails. I don't see Andy Samberg everywhere. I see Taylor Lautner in every fucking picture. I'm like, what's going on here? Then I had to Google it, and people were like, what happened to Andy Samberg?
Had he been in anything between this and like the Twilight series? Like I haven't heard his name.
Apparently he took a break from acting. So
no.
Yeah, I think he was, but not anything like big. Not anything big.
I just remember he tried to do an action movie afterwards. Yeah. Like he tried to star in an action movie and it flopped horrendously.
I'll say.
And then I hadn't heard his name in like 10 years.
He is a very surprisingly good, at least like for the UK comedy like style. Like he's very funny because they basically just make him a total idiot. Like he is like a brainless human that doesn't realize how dumb he is. And he's very good at doing it. He's very good at doing it.
Are we sure he's acting? Are we sure he's acting?
Maybe. But I was very apprehensive when I lost Andy Samberg and Taylor Lautner showed up. But then as the show kept going, I was like, actually, this somehow works. They pulled it off. That's a hell of a pivot to suddenly have to make for your second season. But
what they should have done is brought in the third character, and it could have been what's her name, Quali, and they and just make her the same character that Andy Samberg was, and hope everyone forgot about that character.
I actually thought about that for an episode or two, because I was like, I honestly, I really did for an episode or two just consider like, wouldn't it have been easier to do that? Just like, will people just get on board with it? But instead they went with such a weird, different direction with his character that like, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Cause I think actually the Andy Samberg character, I don't know how well it would have went for more than a season, because he's kind of like a hippie. So it's like very much like contrast between him and Greg Davies. And I think the whole like hippie thing was going to get old really fast. Like, I feel like we saw everything you could do with that character already in the first season. Right. So I think it actually like weirdly worked out in their best interest, which is surprising. So I got nothing else unless anyone's got something they watched they want to talk about.
No, just real quick shout out to Blackbird. It's a pretty good show.
What
Talked about it last week. It was the show where Ray Liotta, I think it's like his last TV appearance.
Oh, right.
It's on Apple TV Plus. It's pretty good. It's about an inmate who is in jail for not a serious crime, gets transferred to a maximum security prison to try to get a suspected serial killer to reveal where he has hid or buried the bodies of his victims. So it's pretty good so far. I like it.
I rewatched Goodfellas last night, weirdly enough. Speaking of Ray Liotta, I gotta say, I'm not sure he's a good actor in that movie.
What?
Oh, go on.
Like, I don't think that he himself is a good actor, at least when that movie was made. it just doesn't like a lot of what he does doesn't feel natural.
It feels like theatrical and like scripted.
It feels either theatrical or forced. Like there's certain things where he's laughing, and I was like looking at him because I was high, but I was looking at him and like wondering. I was like, who laughs like that?
He does. Fucking Ray Liotta.
I don't know if he does though. It looked like a weird forced like.
He does.
Face,
I feel like this whole testimony is suspect now, though.
Well, no, but I mean, these are thoughts I had either way. That's fact. These are thoughts that I had.
Alex was like his face was like, I can't believe Dan's saying this thing. You were like, I was high, and Alex
there are
threw his
certain
arms
scenes. There are certain scenes where he's like good in them, and then other scenes where I'm like, I'm not sure if maybe they used some stuff and edit, like maybe they had scenes written one way and then edited it down, and so it doesn't quite make sense that way. It's possible that that happened in editing, and that's why it feels weird or unnatural sometimes.
That's very possible.
But yeah, there's some scenes where like the way he's acting doesn't make sense for what's going on.
I think that's fair.
You know what? Well, I don't think that's fair at all, but we're gonna leave it there.
Well, why don't you think that's fair?
If he doesn't like it, he can come defend himself. I'm sorry.
Now we'll leave it there. now we'll leave it there. I think
Oh boy. All right, let's do some news. Take it away, Tom. GameSpot's own G4 newsman.
Wait, is he actually going to do a newsreel?
No.
Oh. I was like, that saves us a lot of time. Next.
That would be amazing. Like, I just supercut Tom from the week. I just take the videos he made this week and just cut them together.
25 minutes.
Yeah, just swipe.
Actually,
do one of those.
Honestly,
like,
would that change the segment that much?
Just repurpose GameSpot's content because Tom is. I think Tom would get really mad if we did that. I'll be honest.
Just do like
I wouldn't want to get him in trouble.
Or just go, the news. Yeah, the link is in the description. Bye. Next. And just link it to Tom's shit.
Link is in the description. I like that. So let's see. Let's talk quickly about our fantasy league, actually. Alex, you, as I just mentioned, had Stray.
Did I pick up anything, by the way? Because I put in a lot of bids.
Did you pick
up anything? I'll go over right now.
I'm annoyed because it doesn't tell me if I picked it up and then I forget to look after I do it.
There is a league history button on the side. You can see every pickup and drop that did or did not happen every week.
No, my thing is I would like them to email me.
I think you can put like
an option.
There's like a note. You have to turn notifications on though, so they're not like spamming you like with emails. Which
you
is
see,
like,
that face you're making right now is like, oh, that's annoying. But you'd feel even more annoyed if they're spamming.
I wasn't making an annoyed face. I was making like a.
Here's everything you did recently, Alex. You let's see. You picked up.
Thanks for playing.
Lord of the Rings Golem.
Nice.
You picked up NBA 2K23.
Beautiful.
You picked up Football Manager 2023, Marvel's Midnight Suns, FIFA 23, and River City Girls. Oh, that was a counter pick that you counterpicked. You counterpicked River City Girls.
Oh, fantastic.
That game's gonna be okay.
So let's see. And I believe that's okay. So that was like that one big dump that you did. That was your big steamy big fantasy dump. Critic round. Now you did just have Stray release, and good news, Stray is doing well. People like Stray. It's a good game. You currently have 84 points on that one. So that is a nice score for Stray.
That's a good score.
I was looking up for Stray if there's multiplayer, because I feel like that'd be something that'd be crazy to do, like a fun multiplayer game.
Yeah.
It's not multiplayer.
No.
Like I can imagine just like being on stream with like playing with someone and just meowing back and forth at them for like 2 hours and be hilarious.
I would absolutely play like a game that's just like a open world, or like a small open world city or something,
and exploring and shit.
Yeah, you could just turn into different animals or just specifically be
Animorphs the game. Let's go.
Hell yeah, give me Animorphs game would be dope. Would definitely be down for an Animorphs game. Now, before I move on to any other new Fantasy Critic news, I am looking at your thing. You do have a game you need to drop, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. That is not coming this year. So you want to drop that. So you still have 1, 2, 3 empty slots plus that. So
my God.
So before the end of the year, you want 4 more games. However, Gamescom is coming up. There's going to be more game announcements and such. So you could fill these out for now, and then you could always swap things out. Yeah. And delays. I may as well, let's just go over everyone. Tom has one blank area left on his. I have to pick up 2 because 2 of my games are delayed. My Sea of Stars game is not coming out this year, and Ubisoft just announced that Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is not coming out this year. So I got to replace those. And then Dan, I think you're set. You just need to pick up one game.
So I am waiting to pick some up. Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone has their counter picks in except me. I haven't counter picked any of Alex's yet because I hadn't done it since he added some games. So I need to do that.
I don't have a game come out. Like never.
You have what's the name of your company? Are you Game Pub or Two Slay?
2 Point Campus is coming out in mid-August.
Okay, yeah, you're Game Pub. Alex's
Yeah.
next game isn't until September. So it's like I've got next with Xenoblade. You've got 2 Point Campus. Tom has Cult of the Lamb. Then you've got Madden. I've got Saints Row. You've got Soul Hackers. And then, Alex, you go 3 in a row. Lord of the Rings, Splatoon, NBA. That's a lot of points right there. You have a very good chance. I actually think any one of us could actually still currently win this season. Although Tom has one very high-rated game with Elden Ring, no one has a weak team this season at all. I think the scores are all going to be very close together at the end of the year. So I'm really interested to see actually who ends up winning this. Okay, there is Multiversus comes out open beta next week. There's a new game that was coming that I just saw. It's coming to Game Pass. I meant to send you the link to this. It's essentially golf meets Rocket League.
Car golf?
Yes. I mean, it's straight up just looks like Rocket League, except you're playing golf.
So it's kind of like an open world Rocket League.
I'm having trouble because I knocked one of my contacts out while we were recording. So everything is really blurry. So I'm trying to, that's why I'm like looking at this and I'm like, and it's like, I'm like squinting because it's hard to read. Turbo Golf Racing is what this is called.
Turbo Golf Racing.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it came out in April.
Maybe on PC. I'm thinking
Turbo Golf Racing is just Rocket League with golf, but that's okay. I can't stand those headlines, and that's a good thing. And that
I know the clickbait.
Fuck off.
I hate the way shit is titled. I also hate the way shit is titled.
15 surprising things you didn't know about this or that,
and why it's okay.
9 reasons why Turbo Golf Racing could be
stupid,
just the thing Rocket League needs.
Oh my god, this could be the thing. Fuck off, everyone.
Will Turbo Golf Racing be the game to upend Rocket League?
Only if it doesn't take itself too seriously. If it takes itself too seriously, then it's gonna be crap. I mean, with any golf game that's not like real golf, you need to have an element of fun or stupidness going on.
I'm excited for this though, because something I've said about Rocket League for a while is like, oh, it'd be cool if they actually had a racing mode, because they added in the battle mode with the weapons. And I was like, why not just fucking give us a Mario Kart style mode now? You've got everything you need. Just give us racetracks with those items. And they didn't do it. So these guys were like, let's do that, but keep the balls and make golf. It's basically what they've done, because it's got items. It looks fun. Like, I'm definitely going to play this because it's going to be on Game Pass and it comes out next month. So it's like, definitely, maybe we'll play it once and it'll be fun that time, or maybe we'll play it for a few weeks, or a month, and then we'll be done with it because it's like other bigger games will come out. But I think it looks pretty cool. I'm kind of excited about it. Let's see what else happened this week. Non-gaming news, by the way.
It's hot.
Oh, are you guys going through a bit of a heat wave over there?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice humid and hot, or just hot?
Terrible. Both. Yeah. Yesterday was like insufferable. It was like 95 and humid. Really humid.
Yeah.
And are you Dan right now? Like,
I am Dan right now.
Are you running?
Dan, yeah.
Are you running your AC very low for the podcast so that it's not all loud?
No, it's going full speed.
Oh, is it really? We just don't hear it.
I'm far enough away from when we're not playing video games.
That's good.
When we're playing video games, I'm right next to it.
Because you're right in front of it.
But I'm on the other side of the room.
Got
So,
it. Okay. That makes sense. I never
Yeah,
understood
no, it was.
that.
I had it low earlier, for a different reason, and well, not
Wait,
really.
what
It's
does
the
that
same
mean?
reason, the video game loudness,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, that was like for a different reason than doing the podcast. But like I was running it low, and it got way too hot, and I was like, "Fuck this! I got to turn it back up."
Oh my God. That's good. That's good. You got the AC. I can't imagine how anyone would survive without AC. I know I saw
I mean,
in like Europe right now, in France, in Spain, in the UK, they're getting like a crazy record-breaking heat waves. But there,
Yeah.
a lot of those places do not have it. AC is such a fucking American thing that like every
Yeah.
house has it. Like those people are suffering right now. That sucks.
Dude, when we went to London, I think I told you this
You
before.
were there in August.
When we went, yeah, it was
Sweat
actually
City.
really nice. But like every single time we would leave the hotel room, we put the AC all the way down, and when we came back, it had been raised.
Oh, so
That was
someone came in and fucking adjusted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And the other thing was like it's very like ice is not just something that's given in every single drink that
Oh,
you buy.
right.
Ice is also not just readily available whenever the hell you want it.
Right.
So, and actually even more so, even worse than the UK was when I went to Italy, and that was like you had to like go around looking for ice. Like it wasn't that they weren't giving it to you, some places just didn't fucking have it, and a lot of places did not have air conditioning at all. So
Yeah,
not
that's
too I'm nice and freezing in here, so
that's hard to manage. Yeah, I need my AC. I crank it always.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man, I told you the bed jet is an absolute dream come true because it's the blanket that has the built-in AC. So when I go to bed and I set my bed jet to 66 degrees and I just have constant flowing air right on top of me at 66, that is fucking nice.
I didn't see what it was called, but I saw an ad earlier for a blanket that quote feels like the cool side of the pillow all night long. And it just looked like a normal blanket. So I was very curious, but then I accidentally scrolled past it and never came back to it. So
I have a weighted blanket that's like that, and it definitely does feel cool. It still doesn't get the job done, you know. There's something I need the flowing air. I'm like Tuna on this. I want to crank the AC.
Because my AC is right next to my bed, I'll usually like angle my legs so like the blanket is up a little bit so the air comes straight in.
Yeah. I get that. If it's not hot, right? Let's say I don't necessarily need the AC. It's like the temperature is good. I still need the fan because I feel like it just starts to get warm just from like, I need like flowing air. I don't know if you ever feel like this, but I need like, I want, even if I just turn the fan on in the AC, but not the AC itself.
I mean, I need the white noise either way.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the noise or
I need the noise and the feeling of the air.
Yeah, I need the feeling of the air because it cools you. It cools you even though it's not cooling the air because it's circulating the air around
tricks your brain.
Yeah, well, no, but I think it is cooling you more because the air around me, I'm not like warming things up as much because it's moving, you know, it's helping circulate the air. At the office where we sit, our desks on our team, we don't have like a direct breeze from where the AC is in the building. Also, the AC in the building is really weird because obviously it keeps it cool enough because there's production going on there. You can't have it be really hot, but there are like pockets that are surprisingly warm. And there's a number of different offices for meetings where there's like one that I love because it is like you're inside a fridge. It is so fucking ice cold that no one else likes it except for me. I love that room. But there's another where there's no air at all and it is hot. You open the door and it's like warm and it's like I'm walking into a swamp. I bought myself a little like $15 Amazon desk fan. It's like a little square 2 USB. So now when I'm sitting at my desk, I just have the air blowing on me. I look like I've just got like my hair in the wind all the time when I'm just sitting.
They make something that like clips onto the back of your pants that like blows air up your shirt all day.
Okay, so I bought that last year. So last year, Teresa and I went up to see both my brother was visiting my other brother. They want to have all the babies get together. It was around Mother's Day. So I went up and it was going to be 115 degrees in Walnut Creek that weekend. And I was like, I will die. I cannot do that. So I bought that fucking fan. It's a total piece of junk, and the only good thing about it was that since it's a battery pack in it, I could just hold it in front of me and have like a little fan.
Okay. I mean, I just saw a video. I had no idea if it was good or bad.
And my brother's one of these weird people that likes it warm. Like he and his wife like it warm. Like they keep their AC set to like 73. And I was just like in their apartment. I was like, can we please lower the I'm dying. I can't.
Do they have like an iron deficiency? Why do they like
some people? They're both very skinny.
They always put more clothes on.
They're both very skinny.
You can't take at some point you can't take more
clothes on.
Yeah, I totally agree with that sentiment. I'd much rather like if given the option, right? So let's say survivability is the same in both scenarios, like food wise, shelter, etc.
Like fucking negative 40.
If you had to be stuck in a desert or in a polar area, I would take the polar area 100 times before I take the desert area because you can put
also
more clothes on.
Yeah.
You know, at a certain point, you just got skin. You can't start peeling the skin off.
Tuna, you thinking you'd rather take the desert?
Yeah. You would take the desert.
Yeah.
It's surprising. You like the cold.
The dessert?
It's not the dessert. It's different.
Why would you take the desert? Now you have to tell us.
Dry air is better than warm air.
What? But there's no warm air.
The warm air is in the desert.
In the Arctic.
Humid air?
Yeah, but the Arctic can be super dry.
The Arctic can be dry as well.
Yeah. The Arctic's often really dry because
I'd rather
because it's never going to rain.
I'd rather die of being too hot.
Well, that's why I said like you're not going to die in this scenario. You don't have to worry about survivability.
It's just slightly annoying.
Let's say we're sending you there like one of these science expedition hatches, but like it's only going to be climate control enough for you to be comfortable.
Right. Okay.
Like
I'm gonna level with you. I went along with what Dan said just to do it, but I honestly don't want to do it. But I felt like for the show, I should have gone with what Dan said. But thinking of reasons to be in the desert is really hard.
Do you want to learn
because I really don't want to be there.
Learn all the spells from all those sandwiches?
Sure. We'll go with that.
I mean, it's funny because like I live in LA. You'd think like I'd be more amenable to heat, but the fact of the matter is like
not that hot.
Generally, it's generally like actually very temperate and like it's usually somewhere around 70, like 3 to 75 degrees here outside of the couple summer months. So like, you know, that's why I'm okay with it. But if it was hot here all the time, I would not want to be here. I wouldn't. I could not. I could never live in like Arizona or Texas. Fuck that. The desert
it's better than Florida.
Fucking yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean just weather-wise, it's better than Florida before all the other stuff.
Oh, that's true because it's just also like raining and humid, and then you get fucking mosquitoes
Florida,
everywhere,
you get, like,
and it floods.
120 and humid as fuck.
Yeah, and then you get the hurricane. Yeah, Florida does fucking suck. Sorry, Jander. Florida blows. It's true.
True.
Okay. Is there any other news? So Ubisoft came out. They delayed Avatar. I know you're both very bummed. Big Avatar fans here. Both big fans of the Na'vi. I know Alex was getting his costume together. He's got his long like entrail tail thing that whatever the fuck they use to like.
Yeah, how much liquid latex do you have to buy?
That's a good question.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
But they did announce, so some shit was announced, and then I saw Jason Schreier and actually guests on the show, Cade, were talking about the upcoming Assassin's Creed games, and it does seem like there are games that are going to be based out of Asia coming up, and there's this new like Infinity platform. There are like 3 different Assassin's Creed games being developed for it. So I guess we'll be finding out about that more maybe later this year because Gamescom is coming up next month. But otherwise, we don't know a whole lot about it. But it's surprising, like they pushed back Avatar and they pushed back Prince of Persia still, which was like supposed to be out already. But I remember when they first showed it off, it looked like such shit that they basically got shamed into like redoing it again now and like are fixing
King of Persia already.
Like, I would watch that. I'd play that.
What did you say?
King of Persia.
Oh, the king of Persia. Yeah. Can he just be the king of Persia already?
I'm into it.
Yeah, jeez. Fuck,
I'm into it. He becomes the king, and now he's the villain, and then you got to go and take down the king. So the Prince of Persia is now the bad guy in this game.
Not bad.
Or it's just like older Kratos. Now he's king of Persia, and they can just give him like a daughter or a son or something to like, you know, ferry around like every other game or TV show that's being made to be like,
come with me.
Yeah, everything is a dad simulator now for some reason, because all the people that grew up playing games are now fathers that are making them. So they're like, oh, what if it's the apocalypse, right? But it's like a dad and a daughter. Oh, that's good. All right. What if it's like Star Wars, but it's like a dad? Okay. But what if it's like Obi-Wan, but it's not his kid, but it's kind of like, you know, it's his adopted, it's Leia. It's like everything is dad and the kid now. You've got it with Kratos. It's all dad sims all the way down. We're the mom sims.
Those are porn.
Oof.
It's called MILF porn.
Oof. Oof. Got MILF is what Dan said.
There you go.
You know, you could take an old Got Milk ad where like someone's got, you know, like
I'm sure someone has done that.
and just have Got MILF, and
I can almost guarantee that's been done.
Yeah, it's a good joke though. Even if it's been done, it's still a good joke. It's still a very good joke.
Someone put together a Got Milk ad with Chris and then changed it to Got MILF.
I'm into it. Let's do it. Advance Wars Reboot Camp, which I think was originally supposed to be out like at the end of last year, is delayed again into 2023. Don't know why.
Do it again.
Don't know what's up with Nintendo.
Do it again.
And there's some guy who's been leaking stuff for the new Pokemon. I haven't paid super attention to it because he's more annoying than I am with riddles. He was like posting these inane fucking riddles on Twitter that if like you think my game busters make no sense, like the shit this person was writing was so convoluted and complicated. But
is
apparently
he known to be correct?
I believe so, yes. But apparently like this person got really mad because I think someone else either had the same source or was just taking his riddles, getting the answers, and then reposting them as leaks. And so now he's like, I'm done putting out the leaks. But like, kind of, who cares? Like, I don't need Pokemon to have leaks or rumors because it's like, I just want to see the new Pokemon. That's like the whole point of the game, is to play the new Pokemon. And that's basically it. It's not going to be anything groundbreaking. I did like this. Minecraft put out an article about NFTs and basically why you won't be allowed to use them in the game or use any Minecraft stuff in NFTs and why they suck. They were like, here's going forward what Minecraft and NFTs is going to look like. And then you go to read the article and it's like, fuck NFTs. It's basically the entire article. Like how much NFTs
it's
suck.
like, imagine NFTs. Yeah. This is your money and this is what you're doing to it.
Yeah. Epic boss Tim Sweeney said the company won't ban NFT games on the game store despite Mojang's pledge to ban them. So I think it's very funny. But you know, here we are.
Here we are.
Okay. Yar. Alex, you have a complaint for us today?
No. The fuck?
All right, I have a complaint. Alex, you don't have any complaints.
Yeah.
This is my complaint.
That I don't have anymore?
Didn't you used to have like a big book of them?
I mean, I still have them on my phone.
Yeah, have you used them all?
I'm pretty sure I've used I had to have used most of them on the show.
Give us a random complaint.
All right. Give me a number.
Between 1 and what?
Yeah, how many complaints do you have on the list?
You don't need an exact number, but a ballpark.
Can I open the fucking list?
Yeah. I was just giving you more context until you got there.
Jesus.
Fucking A. All right. I've got 245.
Okay. Dan, you pick what area of the hundreds it's in. You want the zeros?
I was thinking the first
hundreds?
100.
Okay, within the first 100. 73.
I was thinking 79. Okay, cool.
All right. 73 is you drop off a prescription. They ask if you want to wait. Yes, you say. 15 minutes, they say. Okay, you sit for 15 minutes. No one alerts you to the readiness. You're just supposed to know when 15 minutes is up. Dumb.
I like how it's like formatted as a meme to start.
So I think this came about when I obviously I dropped off a prescription and they said, wait, it'll be 50. They always say 15 minutes. And then you go and sit in the little stupid chair, the folding chairs or whatever they have next to the pharmacy. No one ever comes over and tells you that it's ready. You just have to like kind of ask a bunch of times, be like, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? And to Seinfeld's credit, all they're doing is just taking pills from one bottle and putting it into another bottle for me. So fuck them. You want another one, or is that it?
Is that actually true? I think for certain medicines, I think they actually are measuring out dosages.
If it's a pill, they're not making pills.
Sure, but what if it's the capsule pill that has like the
all right,
medicine
fine.
inside it? Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm asking. I'm actually not sure, but
No,
I just thought about it.
Isn't that not just putting pills inside of a bigger pill, though?
Sort of.
I suppose, yeah. I suppose.
Do you want another one, or you go with that?
Yeah, I'll take one more. Dan, you pick one in the hundreds.
Gotta go 164.
Oh.
All right. I think this is just standard. People who don't keep it moving in a line, they're on their phone. They don't notice the people in front of them have moved up. Let's go, with an exclamation point. I will say that I know that like Brittany has said to me before, being like, it's really like if there's 10 people in a line and you're the seventh person and the sixth person doesn't move when the fifth person moves,
it doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't matter at all. Like, why are you getting mad? It doesn't matter. Like, unless it's the person at the very front who's not moving and being helped, like it doesn't matter how, but it just annoys me. Like, just move. Like the line has moved, you move. Okay.
So you just want like progress for the sake of saying.
Yes, I want progress for the sake of progress. Just fucking move up. Why did you have me do this? Because now I'm annoyed. Like now I wasn't annoyed.
All right. Well, then wait, one more. Dan, let's let you pick the second number. I'll pick the third number. We're going to do the 200s. What was the top one, Alex? What was the max?
The max is 245.
Okay. So
1.
Okay. So you're going to do 2, 1. We've used 7, 3, 4. So let's go with 5. So 215.
This is, I'm reading it now. 215 is it's a little bit of a copy of Carl Pilkington and Ricky Gervais, but it happened at Dunkin'. Whistling. There's no reason for the whistling. You're waiting in the line at Dunkin', and the guy behind me is whistling to the music like he's the 10th piece of a 10-piece band. Calm down, you fucking asshole. You're fucking annoying. I just want my fucking coffee. Shut up.
Definitely not an overreaction at all.
Honestly, I'm into this. I'm into all. Anytime I hear someone, whether it's whistling or humming or singing or freestyling in public.
Right, life's not that great. Shut the fuck up.
Look, if you're at the park, and you're humming a tune, fine. If you're whistling, but if I'm in the grocery store, like if people are like in a place of work, leave that shit outside.
Here's the thing I like about this one is that it really gives you some insight into how Tuna is before he has his coffee in the morning.
Yeah,
it's become irate.
It's very. I feel like if I don't have my coffee, like if I'm up with the baby early in the morning, I'm like I'm at a very slow pace. I'm like not me until I have it. It's. Oof.
Oh, and Tuna, this is a complaint from my side of things.
What does that mean?
Train. So like it's just one of my.
It's a Dan complaint. It's not about me.
Dan complaint. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought this was your complaint about my complaints. Go ahead. So this is
not at all about you.
This is a Dan Weine complaint.
You in fact would have a similar complaint, but I don't think it's affected you. Now that everyone's kind of taking the train again and like it's full again for the most part, people have forgotten the headphones. Just general.
Oh no.
No one gives a shit anymore. They're like, oh, well, I'm on the train. Time to just listen to whatever the fuck I want as loud as possible.
Wow.
So you have like all these people.
Oh
on
my
their
God,
phones,
that's unhinged.
Times and all sorts of things.
Crazy.
And no one wears headphones. And it's the easiest thing to fucking have headphones. They come with the phones.
That's unhinged, bro.
That is absolutely crazy.
It's the worst. It's happening a lot now.
Yeah, that's not cool. You can't be doing that shit.
It's not your living room. Let's put it that way. Like you're on a train, you're getting transported somewhere. You're not sitting in your living room till you get to wherever you're going.
That's some
I think
bullshit.
people forget that.
Teresa and I, anytime we see someone doing this and they're talking into the fucking bottom of their phone on speakerphone, just walking around,
I hate that.
I can't fucking stand it. But I got to tell you, I think there's a leap to get from being a normal person to doing that. And then there's another leap to doing what Dan is talking about, which feels even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, the trains when they were empty, I guess you could find an empty car and it wouldn't be an issue. But now they're basically full again, and people that have not readjusted to society.
That sucks. That super sucks. I would lose my mind.
It is frustrating, especially like if I'm very tired in the morning. I get like the way what reminded me of is like I get that way Alex is feeling waiting for his coffee while someone's whistling when they're playing their fucking phone like 2 seats away from me.
Hell
I
yeah.
can't drown it out with my own music.
Yep. Fuck that. You got it. Do you have some like over the ear headphones that you use that like maybe can help drown that out or just like seal it all? Because obviously the noise canceling is only going to do so much because it's not very good with that kind of sound, but like the over the ear headphones maybe would do it. I don't know.
I'm not carrying those on the train. I do not have anywhere to put them.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I did want to say this before we did quick mail. This was to your first complaint. Every time we take Buddy to the vet, it is a little different now. Like, I mean, I haven't even experienced yet, but they did just change their COVID policy so that like during COVID, if you had an animal and you brought them to the vet, basically you'd have to meet the vet outside. They'd take the dog in, you would just tell them anything that's important, and that was it. And then you'd wait and, but a lot of the times you were dropping the dog off. The vet near us always has like a very long wait. So anytime we had to bring Buddy in for something, it would be usually at least an hour or more. But I never know because sometimes like we have an actual appointment, I'm there right on time, and they'll always be like, okay, are you going to wait in your car, right? And I'm like, oh, how long will it be? And they'll be like, I don't know, maybe 3-4 hours. And I'm always like, every time it's several hours, and they seem to expect me to just sit. I'm like, well, no, I'm going to go home and I'll come back. I'm not going to sit here for 3 or 4 hours. I mean, a 15-minute wait for pills is one thing, but a several hour wait for your pet seems like kind of a weird move, I think. Especially when like we're dropping them off to like
you get to sit there and wait, and there might be delays.
Yeah, there might be delays. There's always delays. All right, let's do some quick mail. You can send emails to email@unrankedpodcast.com. I like a classic email. We're always promoting the phone number 805-738-8692 or 805-RETUNIA. Open the phone app, give us a call. Love it. It's in the show notes. You can call 805-738-8692. But I do love a classic email. Classic emails are great. Email@unrankedpodcast.com or go to the show notes, go to the Discord, go to questions for the pod. All right, there we go. I got a couple DMs actually on Instagram that I want to do. There were questions for me about the pod, so I feel like
slid into those DMs.
So yeah, they do slide into the DMs, which actually I feel bad about it because if you're not friends with people now on Instagram, you get like it goes under. There's like separate tabs. There's like general tabs, requests, and hidden requests. So I don't even I don't get notifications for them if they're not my friends. So like if I don't go into my my messages on Instagram because I got a message from someone I know. Yeah, I don't even know they're there. On Twitter, so they're just sitting there. Yeah, same thing.
I get those on Twitter sometimes, but it's never anything good. It's always like some scam account being like, "Here's a link."
Oh yeah, I mean you get like the girls that are like, oh, do you want more followers? Or good afternoon, did something pleasant happen to you today? Huh?
That like they're always like, I found your profile while I was scrolling online. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's wild. So these questions came in via Instagram. I actually have a hidden one right now. Get more followers.
Oh, you got to do that. It's great. That's how you get 4 billion followers. You got to pay $4,000.
That'd be so weird. Now I got to see where I went because it did. Okay, so Joshua wants to know, can I bring back the Crown Club? Which I did say this on the Instagram, but I'm going to say I'm not doing a whole podcast revolving around Fall Guys, but with Alex still being interested in playing it, and I know Dan, you're still regularly playing it. It is a game that I will put on late at night. It is, I think, a great late night. I'm too tired to like focus kind of game. Like I can play Fall Guys. I think we can revolve some Fall Guys into the show a little bit more often. Anytime there's more updates. What I'll say is, I'm not going to actually build a segment around it or anything, but if there's new news or like something that's actually happening in the game, we'll keep talking about it, because I mean, we're playing it more now and a lot more people are playing it. It seems like the player base like kind of exploded once it went both free to play and available on Xbox and Switch. So I mean, everyone here likes Fall Guys, so we could talk about it more. I think that's pretty easy, right? Hold off. Then I got another one though, and this one's great. It's from Micah, and Micah wants to know if any of us have any like coveted either games or gaming accessories that you never got when you were younger, either because you just couldn't buy it, you didn't have the money, or you didn't have like access to it because it was like Japanese, or you just couldn't find it, like a rare thing. Which like I mentioned previously, I would say like something that falls into this area for me would be, I've mentioned that Resident Evil controller, the one that looks like a chainsaw. I always wanted it.
Yeah, I remember we've talked about this before. I think
we've definitely, I think, had specifically asked about controllers. We've definitely asked like, have you guys had any cool controllers? But
I mean, like the Game Boy printer was like that for me way back. I wanted it, and then it was a big no, because you'd have to keep buying the paper separately, and that was expensive. And what does this actually do? And it's like, it prints a picture of your face, and it's like, well, that seems stupid. But
our buddy growing up, Mike, had the Game Boy printer and the Game Boy camera, and I remember we would use it. And the printer, I think, even had like a sticker version, so you could like print these very, it was like what, like 140 megapixel, like 140 pixel images, but like 140 square black and white images onto the. I believe that's the only time I've ever used that. I didn't own it myself. Did you have that, Tuna?
No, negative. I really wanted the Virtual Boy.
Oh yeah,
but I never got it, and I'm glad I didn't.
Did you ever use it?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever used it. Maybe one. I think we did have a friend that had it, maybe, but I think it broke very, very early on in this person's ownership of said item. I'm not 100% sure. Huh?
Did the name start and end with K?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Yeah, you could be right about that.
I'm pretty sure he had it. I don't remember if I played it or not. I just don't. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to remember. Is my memory that I wanted to play it, or is my memory that I don't know.
I did play that at someone who went to our school had it. Keith, if you remember him, not Zippy's,
not his neighbor.
Yeah, I know. I know
the other. Yeah, he had it. And you're right, it is shit. And no, you're glad. You should be glad. Like, yes, you should be glad you did that. Mm-hmm. It was bad. It was not fun. It was like really cool to see the Virtual Boy, but not really cool to play the Virtual Boy.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Here's an obvious one, and it's weird because it's a new thing. But when Tuna came out, it has a guide in the game, which is like one of the coolest things that I've ever is one of the coolest things I've played in a game in the last few years. And they sent out actual versions of the in-game guide to like reviewers and stuff. And I'm very jealous that I could not get my hands on one of those. I know Alex also really wants that. And a lot of the internet does, so much, in fact, that people have been like spending time piecing it together with like the highest resolution assets, like pulling them from the game and like trying to print them themselves because you can't buy it anywhere. Like, I guarantee if they would just make this thing available to purchase. But
dude, I emailed the developer.
I sent them an email also when it first came out, trying to get one of the promo ones, and they were like, "Oh, we sent all these things out."
So I said,
you would think they would print them if it was going to make them money.
You would think. So he said, as for the manual, because I said, I really loved the game. Like, I would really love to buy the manual if you guys made it. And he goes, thanks for the kind words. As for the manual, you can stay up to date with merch announcements via the mailing list. And I was
maybe they're doing it then. Maybe they're doing it and they're just trying to source good materials for it.
Could be.
I bet you it has something to do with the arts. Like, I'm feeling like they're allowed to use the art in the game, but if they use it, like print it in the book, they'd have to pay some other amount of money because it's probably like their agreement that they made with the artist was probably like in-game use.
No, because it's an indie game.
Yeah, but he's right. If there's an artist that provided any kind of
Yeah,
maybe.
I would be surprised because I believe that it was done by the game artists themselves. Because
I mean, I'm just positing a theory. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it probably is the fact that they didn't want to spend any time or money on it while they were porting it for other consoles. Is I think what it probably is.
Wait,
because
let's
it's coming to PlayStation this September. So maybe after September, maybe it's once it's available on all consoles,
right,
and in all platforms, maybe then they'll do it. Maybe they don't want to put it out in the world until like it's out on PlayStation, so it's not like going to spoil the game for people. Yeah. Or they just don't want to, like, the game is literally made by only a handful of people. Maybe they're just like, we're not going to put any resources into this until we put this game out on PlayStation. I would love for the official one, because I found this guy in Spain on Etsy that I've been trying to buy it from. And he was like, he ships everywhere in the world except the US, which first of all, maybe I was like, come on, man. I messaged him. I was like, look, I'll pay you more. Like, you can give me like an annoyance tax on top of whatever the like pricey shipping is. Like, I'll pay for it. Like, I don't care. I want this fucking thing.
Can you hire a proxy in the UK somewhere to buy it for you and then ship it to you?
Dan, here's the thing: is I literally am already considering that. Maddie, if you're listening,
well, actually, I mean,
hearing this before,
UK. Like, yeah, you could just ask one of them.
Maddie, if you're listening, and I haven't texted you this, and you're down to ship me Tuna game guide, I will order it, send it to your house, then you send it to me. We'll do a whole thing. He got me hooked up. I've got my All 4 subscription now. I can get my Tunic through him. He's like my European like black market dealer for television shows I shouldn't be able to access and rip off game guides, I guess.
I feel like that's more of like a gray market at best.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I like to ride around at the gray market. I'm definitely not at the black market here. But yeah, that is like, I think, number one with a bullet. Oh, I do want to move on to the game we're playing, but I actually forgot. There is something I did play yesterday for a bit, like during my downtime. Into the Breach is now out on iOS. Yeah. And it's the all new version that has a bunch of new, like, it has new enemies and new like classes that you can get, and it's on touchscreen. And this game was fucking made to be played on like an iPad, and it's so good on an iPad. You should definitely check it out. It's free. It's the second Netflix game. If you haven't played any of the Netflix games, you should check it out. It's like weird that they have games now, but I'm also not against it. Like, whatever.
Netflix has games now, and why that's okay.
8 reasons why Netflix was always transitioning into a gaming company, and then they show you like all the interactive like shows. And
why that's a good thing.
And you click on it, the first 6 reasons just explaining to you what Netflix is. Right. Then you finally get down to like 7. They tell you about this new thing, and then why it's okay is the 8th thing.
Netflix's plan to disrupt the gaming industry the same way they disrupted the theaters. Theaters are dead thanks to Netflix. Now they're coming for your consoles. Fuck. All right, you guys want to play a game?
The newspaper posts. Hold on. So like the newspaper.
Yeah.
Like I'll read like through it just quickly because we get it. And they have like the entertainment section. They keep posting like the box office, and they're like, blank takes the box office for the 4th weekend in a row, and they list all the movies. I'm like, it's because nothing's fucking coming out in theaters anymore except for like 2 movies at a time.
I mean, that's kind of true, but
competition for taking the box office.
If you're talking about Top Gun, dude, Top Gun was fucking awesome movie. Top Gun Maverick is such a good movie.
The box office.
It is. It's honestly such a good movie.
I think I read it's grossed more than Avengers now domestically.
That's possible. Like domestically, yeah. The number one domestically is still Force Awakens. That's still, yes, domestically it's the number one. Nothing's ever broken $1 billion. Force Awakens got the closest. So
Avatar Part 2, baby.
Yeah, but Avatar, I mean, look, Avatar could do it domestically, but
Avatar, get out of here. Avatar has
the only reason people saw
nobody cares
because it was the only 3D movie.
Alex, I don't disagree with your sentiment, but I also am not one to bet against James Cameron. I just think that's a foolish thing to do.
I'll bet against him, Mister.
I can't remember the
$1
South Park song with
under
James Cameron, but it's great.
Fucking break. James
I'm gonna see the movie. Like I'm going to. I have to know. I have to know if it's good. I will say the trailer did nothing for me. I'm like, yeah, cool. It's Avatar.
It's not really whether it's gonna be good or not. It's what movie are they just completely ripping off for the second one?
Well, I mean, internationally is really where that movie's bread and butter is anyway. So we'll see.
Is it Dances with Wolves again?
Is it Ferngully? Find out.
Is it Huckleberry Finn?
Why Avatar is another version of Dances with Wolves and why that's okay.
Why that's okay.
All right, let's play a game.
Oh, so stupid.
The name of the podcast is because and why that's okay.
And why that's okay. That's the name.
Yeah,
that should be a podcast.
Yeah.
And why that's okay.
It'll be a new segment. We'll pick the dumbest news title of the week.
And why it's okay.
Yeah.
Alex, that can be your new version of complaints where you just
polio is back and why it's okay.
Right, right, exactly. Polio's back and why that's a good thing. Thin out the herd.
All right. We are playing Lost in Translation. If you've never played before, I take the name of a game, run it through Google Translate, sometimes a few times, sometimes several. And when I put it back in English, sometimes the meaning has gotten lost in translation. Very simple. We have 5 games. These are all the title of video games. None of them are, characters or anything. And there's straightforward. So I'm going to give you the first one. I didn't put these in any particular order, so I apologize if it's suddenly a lot harder on one or not. When I was making them, it was kind of hard to tell which is easier or not. Okay. Your first one is a 3-language change. So I went from English, and then I went into 3 new languages and then back to English. It is a 3-word title. So I will tell you that. And the translation came back as Block to the West.
Block to the West?
Yeah, Block to the West. So you can go ahead and once you have your answer, you could write it down and then send it to me, and I will. And we'll see what you got. For those listening, this was a word that I put in English, sent it into Welsh, then into Haitian, then into Hawaiian, and then back to English.
What was it called? Because something with the West?
Block, BLOC, like a Minecraft block.
Yeah, block what?
To the west.
Block to the west. And this is the name of a game?
Yes. Block to the window, block to the wall, block to the west.
The sweat dropped down my ball.
I mean,
thank you.
No problem. I'll try.
I do think this might be the easiest one.
In that case,
it's either the easiest or second easiest.
In that case, I believe I got it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm just saying. I think this one isn't.
Block to the west is the easiest one.
Maybe there's one that might be easier.
It's either the easiest one or
it's either. Well, no, it's either the first or second easiest.
Block to the west.
Yeah.
I mean, is it?
Well, Dan gave his. You have your
I already
answer?
Guessed. So feel
Alex?
free to do whatever.
I mean, it sounds like it would be this, but it's not this. Because
okay.
I don't think you're gonna. This is a movie.
Oh well, no, I'm looking for a video game.
It is not. It is not a movie. It is not Wild Wild West.
It is not Wild Wild West.
Well, I was gonna say Back to the Future, but that's wrong.
You think Back got turned into?
You're
Block?
going too far into plots, and also that's 4 words.
Wait. You told us how many words it was?
It's a 3-word game.
Oh
yeah.
Fuck! It's a 3-word game.
Well, because I told you that because I didn't want to. It's your first one. I didn't want it to be too hard.
Block to the west.
She said
is a 3-word game.
Yep.
3-word games. What's going on? I don't know. No Man's Sky. I have no idea.
Okay, Alex, No Man's Sky. Dan,
you know what? That is 3 words. I'll give.
It is 3 words.
I went Horizon Forbidden West.
And And it is Horizon Forbidden West. 1 point on the board for Dan. Block, I'm guessing it got translated from Forbidden. Yeah. Yep. And Horizon is maybe maybe people, it was like a distance, like a thing out there and became two. But yeah. All right. So Dan, you got the first one. Let's see. So this next one is the first time I've done this. There's 2 first times here on the show for Lost in Translation. I'm actually happy with this because I got to do it again. So this game, the title that came back is Get Lost. That's the title that came back. What I did with this game is I sent it into English to Zulu to English to Zulu to English. And each time it came back differently. So there were multiple translations on this, but they were all with just English and Zulu, which I was like, oh, that's never happened before. Like I accidentally just hit it a second time and was like, oh, that's weird.
We don't get to know how many words this is?
It's 1 word.
Okay. Get lost. 1 word.
Get lost.
Yep.
And it's 1 word.
Yes.
This one's harder.
Mm.
I'm trying to 1 word video games too. That also is hard.
Don't try and slide type, Tuna.
Got a what type?
Slide type over there, popping up.
I'm not slide type. Yeah, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna translate "get lost" from Swahili to fucking English.
Zulu. It's different.
Whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't stay on this for too long. If you don't have anything, just go with a shot in the dark. It's a single word game.
Just guessing.
Every game on this list came out within the last, I think, like 5 or 6 years. One of them I don't actually know. I believe it was in the last.
All right, then that gets rid of my answer that I was going.
Well, I already guessed, so whatever. I threw something out there.
I was gonna guess Tetris until you gave us that little nugget.
Well, what would you like to guess? Do you want to make a different guess, or do you want to stay with Tetris?
I can't because you said it's within 6 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with.
I would actually. Well, yeah.
What's a 1 word game that's come out?
Looking at all of these, I'll say they're all within the last decade. Oh, you're going with Minute. All right, so we have Minute, and we have Dan. What did you say?
Overwatch.
Overwatch. This game is Stray.
Okay.
It changed it first to like Gone Astray.
Yeah.
And then it changed it to Get Lost.
Yeah,
it was really funny how it just kept rephrasing it, meaning like there are very few like direct translations with Zulu, because every time I kept running it and it would get farther and farther away. I was like, I'll stop here.
I wonder if it's programmed, if the words like translate directly, if there's like an indirect translation that is like maybe that would help someone understand.
That's definitely what it's doing. Yeah. And then the indirect translation like works for English, but then when you try to go back to Zulu with it, you get another thing when you come back each time. So I thought that was really cool that it did that. All right, we got 3 more. The next one is a 2-title game. So there's 2 words. And it is The Light is Dead. And it went from English to Kurdish to Swedish to Metelian. I don't know. I've never used that one before. To Samoan and then back to English.
I mean,
and all these games came out in the last decade.
I'm gonna go.
What was the name of it?
The Light is Dead.
The Light is Dead, and it's a 3-word.
2-word.
2-word.
I went with the first thing that popped into my head.
I think that's probably always going to be the safest bet with this game.
Yeah, I don't want to overthink it.
What's the name of it one more time?
The Light
hit him one more time.
Is Dead.
The Light is Dead.
And this was the biggest translation jump. I used 4 different languages before I went back to English on this one.
Yeah. The Light is Dead. A 2-word game. The Light is Dead.
It's obviously Mario Kart.
It's obviously Dead by Daylight. The light is dead. All right, I don't know.
You're
Elden
stuck
Ring.
Okay, so you're going with Elden Ring. Alex, you got stuck because you thought of Dead by Daylight. That you couldn't get that out of your head. Dan, would you like to tell him the correct answer?
Wow.
Dying Light.
Oh, Dying Light. Yeah.
It was like right there. That one actually wasn't that far away.
I see how you got fucked though when your brain picked up Dead by Daylight first. It's too similar that it's like that you got that brain fog. Good job, Dan. 2 left, so you can still tie it up. There is a cat in the room right now, so we have a tiebreaker in case we need it.
Is the next cat on your left?
The cat is in front of me. Actually, he's sleeping on the keyboard. So I'm hoping he doesn't. Oh, he's moving. I'm gonna turn the keyboard off, or he fucking quits this by accident or something. All right. So the next one went into Samoan and then back to English. This was a 1 jump.
All right, cookie language, got it.
Drop Dead Beat Boy.
How many words? How many words is the game?
It's a 4-word game, and I got Drop Dead Beat Boy.
Drop Dead.
Drop Dead Beat Boy is so good. That actually could be the title of a video game. Drop Dead Beat Boy. It's like a zombie dance game. Drop Dead Beat Boy. It's like Parappa the Rapper meets zombies.
I was thinking like that's what popped in my head right away with Parappa the Rapper. I was like, no, that's not gonna be it.
Drop Dead Beat Boy is such a good title that when I saw the immediate translation, I'm like, that's it, 1 and done. Don't need anything else.
Okay.
You said it's 4 words?
Yeah, Alex has his. All right. Alex, why don't you kick us off?
I'm gonna go with Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
Okay, that's a
good one.
4-word game. We'll see if it's correct. Dan, what did you go with?
Farming Simulator 22.
It is Fall Guys. It is. Alex got the point. It's Fall Guys. So it's 2-1 right now.
Nice.
Final one, Alex. You can tie it up here, or Dan, you can solidify your win. It's a 1-word game. We got a 1-word translation. I went from English to Tamil to Kurdish to Hungarian back to English. So there's a 3-language move, and the word I got was management.
Management. Now, did it fuck up the meaning, or did it fuck up like this?
I mean,
it's 1 word.
Yes. This is probably the hardest one. I did this last. I made this last, but it's also, I don't want to throw you off by saying anything about its difficulty either, because I often think the easy ones are not easy, vice versa. So, but you have a point there that you have to try to guess, like, what the fuck are they trying to translate?
Yeah. Not any pressure, Tuna, but I got my guess in already.
You do have your guess in, yes.
Tuna, you look like you're doing the spelling bee over there, like you're writing on the back of your card, trying to figure out what it could be.
1 word, management. SimCity.
1 word.
It's not 1 word.
The SimCity. No. SimCity. It's
Sim
not
is a shortened version of simulated.
Okay, 1 word. Management.
The Sims.
I'm gonna go. I'll go with. You know what? I'll go with minute again.
Okay. Alex is going with minute. Dan, what did you write?
I went Overwatch again.
Which I thought, that's that.
It's kind of like managing. You're watching over.
You are overwatching things, but it's not the right answer. It is that is a very. I actually, when you wrote Overwatch again, I was like, oh, it's just phoning this in, and then I was like, actually, wait.
No, like that was like
That
a literal
actually could
guess. I was
work.
like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably not
Throwing
right,
it
but
in.
that's the
Yeah.
best I had.
No, that actually is a good guess. It was Control. Is the video game
Okay.
Control.
Mm.
So, but
Mm.
Overwatch. Good round. Everyone got very close. Dan, you won today's game. Congratulations. For that reason, why don't you kick it off?
All right. You can find me on Twitch, on Twitter, and on PlayStation. Big Dan 815. On Xbox, the Big Dan 815.
Tuna.
Tuna Space Targaryen on Xbox and Twitter. I never tweet. And then Tuna Targaryen on PlayStation.
Or if you do, you tweet at the wrong
I
people.
tweeted the
I'm
wrong
Christian
fucking
_
person.
Humes. We are the Unranked Podcast. Thanks for listening again. And until next week, everybody, stay unranked.
Suck it.
5 reasons why you should suck it.